Hello everyone. Crazy Bird has been pecking on the windows all day long. Oh my goodness, yeah, there, look at the camera. There we go. He sits up on this shepherd's crook and he looks for the hummingbird feeder. And he jumps in the window and yes, okay, he flew away. There's still some roses on my rose bushes and it's November 3rd. So welcome to my blooms, spikes, and roots tour. Let me show you some new things that are going on with my orchids today. And look who bloomed just right in time for this video. This is my no ID Dendrobium that I nicknamed April's Hope, and she has 4 buds on her this year. So she's going to have a pretty spike of blooms. I love the color of this little dendrobium. She was the very first of my collection to bloom. So I'm really excited to show you all beautiful dendrobium blooms this month. And this one almost bloomed in time for this tour, but not quite. This one is my no ID Dendrobium. It's a little panda-shaped dendrobium. It's absolutely charming. So I'll keep you all updated on this one as it blooms out. It actually has 2 spikes this year. Here's a spike with 3 buds on it. So this one is going to be quite charming when it blooms. Can't wait to show you this beautiful bloom. Looks like it's going to take just a few more days. And for my Feal Lagotto fan club, look at all the roots on Feal Lagotto. I actually thought that that top root was a spike, but it ended up being a root, and that's okay. But I'm looking for a spike on this one just anytime, but I had to show you this. It's very beautiful. And this beautiful little miniature Phalaenopsis that has the roots that go on for days, it has spiked. It's very unusual. The first bud is setting, but the spike is still growing. These little miniatures are very interesting to watch grow and bloom. They're very different from your regular size phals. So let me give you the name. Let me see if I can get this to focus. It's DTPS Soho Vivian Flora Arc. So that's a cute little, it has a cute little yellow bloom with a pink center. Just love this one. Sorry I couldn't get that one to focus in a little bit better, but I'll continue to do some videos on this one. I think that it's going to bloom sometime this month, so I'll make sure to keep you updated on this one. And this one is my little Feal Intensity. This had a rebloom on it last year, very late, and the buds blasted all except for one. So I'm really hoping that this spike is successful. But I love this one. It's white with a purple lip on it. It's absolutely a showstopper. So this spike is doing really well, and it's spiking earlier than it did last year. So that's always good. Okay, so let's show you another spike. This one is my Feal Carmen, and this spike is 3 feet long. Yes, it's huge. And it has 7 buds on it. So this one should be blooming in just a few weeks. So I can't wait to share with you some of these blooms as well. It's a beautiful purple Phalaenopsis. So I'll keep you updated on this one as well. And this is my huge 10-year-old Feal Marion. And as you see, she's got a beautiful primary spike here. Beautiful spike. And also, I just noticed yesterday, she's got a secondary spike right here. I've already had one secondary spike from this spike right here. And I didn't cut this off because I just wanted to show you. Most people think, I thought, that if you have a secondary spike from this node, that these nodes up here can't bloom. But here we go. Secondary spike there at the very top. Most unusual. When that other side blooms over here, I will go ahead and cut this brown part back, but I'm just going to leave it alone for right now. no sense in disturbing that spike right now. But I just wanted to show you all that. That was really exciting to me. And here is a gorgeous bloom on my Feal DTPS Brothers Redkuri. A beautiful, beautiful bloom. It just keeps elongating this spike, and it keeps blooming from the tip of the spike. This one has been in bloom now. This spike has been in bloom now for about 11 months. So this is a very long-lasting bloom cycle for this one. Just gorgeous. And this is a spike that was gifted to me. This was from a plant that was gifted to me about 4 months ago. And this spike just grew so quickly. I noticed when I got it home, it had about a 1-inch long spike. And this is what I've got so far in 3 months. Just a huge, beautiful white Phalaenopsis. So I love white Phalaenopsis blooms. They just stop me in my tracks. And here's my beautiful no ID Dendrobium that is that deep. It's so deep plum that it's almost black. It shows up more red here, but I have to do close-ups of this bloom or it's just so dark that there's nothing for the camera to focus on. So this one is still in full bloom. Let me see if I can keep it in focus as I show you the entire spike. This is just absolutely gorgeous. At night, you can barely tell the difference from the blackness on the other side of the window from outside. You can barely see it. It's just so beautiful. And can you believe that my Feal Soho Lawrence still has 2 blooms on it? They look like they just bloomed out yesterday. The blooms on these just don't fade. I'm just so impressed by the longevity of these blooms. This one has been in bloom for me for 3 months, so this is a good little orchid. I really enjoyed having this orchid. It's just gorgeous and waxy, and I kind of have a hard time talking when I look at it. And my cute little purple miniature that I went ahead and repotted in moss, it still has a few little blooms, and it's doing great. Just wanted to let you know, it's been about, 3 weeks now since I repotted it in moss, and it is doing just fine. So I wanted to give you all an update on this one. I've had several questions about this one. And here's a close-up of the plant. As you see, just beautiful and green. Hasn't skipped a beat, and the root system looks awesome. And my little miniature Feal Soho Vivian, she still has 1 bloom. It looks just as fresh as the day that it bloomed out though, so I'm really enjoying this little bloom. In November, it's like, you know, if you get to enjoy any of the blooms from summer, then you know that's a pretty happy plant. So that's just such a cute little bloom. And here's an overview of all of the dens that aren't in spike. The new canes have their terminal leaves. All of them do. This year's growths were just wonderful. Much taller, much stronger than last year's growth. So I'm very, very proud of the way that they've grown throughout this year. And here are my Vandas enjoying a beautiful autumn day. I'm looking for some spikes on them. I think I had some spikes that started on these about this time last year. They're all just beautiful. They came through the summer just beautifully. Had a lot of growth on them this past summer. And there's my Feal Sandy Beach that I'm trying to get a new leaf to grow. So I'm putting her in just a little bit more sunlight, and she likes it there amidst the Vandas. And look at what's going on with my Feal Pink Twilight. It looks like I've got 3 secondary spikes on this thing. So I can't wait to share with you what happens here. Wow, that's kind of amazing. I've never seen that happen. So we'll see what happens here. I could have 3 spikes off of these. I could have 3 secondary spikes here. That would be amazing. And here's my waterculture Feal that has the spike on it. So this spike just kind of stalled for about a month, it just didn't do anything much. And I've noticed it's starting to grow again. So I'm very, very relieved. I wanted to show you the shape of the plant. Looks very good. The roots just go on and on for days, both inside the vase and outside the vase. They just keep going and keep going. And I wanted to share with you too, I'm going to need to be cleaning this vase pretty soon. Do you see how it's more opaque than it is transparent? So I think it's about time to at least clean the sides here of this vase. I'll probably leave the bottom of it alone unless I find a rotting root, and then I'll go ahead and clean out the whole thing. So I just wanted to share that with you because I get a lot of questions about that. So this is what this plant looks like now. Okay, so I think I went through most of my collection and showed you all what was going on with all my plants. So I hope you all just have a wonderful day. Thanks for going on my tour with me, and be highly favored, deeply loved, and greatly blessed.